think it's really important for people to be aware of bacterial infections and antibiotic resistance and the impact that can have on diagnosis and treatment of these infections worldwide.
In Brazil and many other developing countries, tuberculosis is a major health issue. And from those cases, about 45% is of drug-resistant cases. And that's a massive amount of patients that have to seek more aggressive therapies that are often ineffective. And I felt that was motivation enough.
During my PhD, I've been paired up with a patient who has rheumatoid arthritis. This means we've been able to talk about how my research impacts them, and it's given some weight to my research, and it's shown me how small bits of research can cause a big impact into patients' lives, and therefore have shown me what sort of research I need to do.
Because I believe that scientific communication is an extremely important skill for a scientist to have. So entering the competition for me was the perfect opportunity to practice and develop that skill.
I believe that the ability to communicate science to the general public is a skill that every scientist, as well as PhD student, needs to have. What's more, the competition is fun. It's a way of getting your creative side out, which you otherwise wouldn't be able to do most of the time in your PhD.
I wanted to communicate my research to a wider audience, including non-scientists. I took the opportunity to think about how to better explain my research to parents and to the wider public.
I found that breaking down complex scientific concepts into their most basic building blocks and then relaying that in a clear, concise way that anyone can understand is a lot more complicated than I thought it would be. But writing this article really forced me to practice and develop that skill.
The one thing that has really helped me learn and develop was to really think about how to pinpoint my main research purpose, right? So in other words, identify the focus and my motivation for the research and convey that in a relatable and concise manner.
Firstly, the importance of being able to effectively communicate the narrative of my research. And secondly, that understanding a concept really well yourself is essential to being able to explain it clearly to someone else.
In this current day and age, when everyone has access to internet and social media, it is increasingly important that scientists share their research in a more widely available and easy to digest way. I think this could go a long way in preventing spread of misinformation.
Making science open and accessible to the public inevitably creates better science. It encourages us to think about the big picture and why our research matters. Relevance to society builds support, which in turn increases the impact of our research.
So I believe that scientific development is one of the key ways that we can improve our society. And you can't inspire people to feel the same way as you if they don't understand the science. And that understanding has to start with good, clear scientific communication from the researchers.